Hello Aries, welcome back. This is your monthly reading for November 2023, Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising sign, depending what you resonate best with. Let's have a look at your November monthly messages. Aries, we are going to have a look at the general messages. We'll also have a look at money and finances, love and relationships, health, any challenges, obstacles, or blocks, as well as the overall message for you, Aries. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on new readings that come out, new videos that come out. And remember, these are general readings. If you'd like insights into your own personal situation, you can contact me via the links below for private readings. Let's have a look at your November monthly messages. Aries. So Aries, I'm feeling overall, I feel that there is some energy here, quite possibly reckless energy. There could be a situation that you may be rushing into at the beginning of the month, something that you're rushing into, something that you may feel passionate about this. You may feel passionate, you may feel essentially gung-ho about rushing into some kind of situation to the point that it's a little bit reckless, a little bit hasty. I do want to say to keep some kind of restrictions, keep yourself restricted a little bit at the beginning of the month, in the sense that not to be so reckless. But I do feel like you feel passionate about something. I feel that you feel passionate about something. You're ready to move forward full speed ahead. I feel like your objective is specifically towards something or someone. And there's some kind of air coming through our Devil card. Our Devil is ruled by Saturn. Saturn, we do remember, has rings around it. So it's an energy, a planet that is one of restrictions, one of holding back. So our Devil card essentially is heeding some kind of warning here of, even though you're ready to rush into something, even though you're moving full speed ahead, you're passionate about it, your objective is focused specifically on this one thing, to have a little bit of holding back a little bit, to hold back a little bit, to have some kind of restriction, and to essentially move into a situation one step at a time. I'm feeling, Aries, this could be a situation or a person, but I'm feeling this energy like one step at a time, taking it a little bit slow, planning things out. I want to say have some kind of plan, have some kind of method, or something that you're moving ahead with every step kind of being planned. And this does go together with our Devil card. Remember, Saturn, Capricorn, this could be Capricorn energy here, of kind of planning things out, having some kind of method to doing things versus rushing in full speed ahead, not having all the information, not exactly knowing all the possible outcomes or all the possible consequences. I do feel your energy coming through our King of Wands here, Aries. So I want to say you are adamant about moving forward full speed ahead. I do want to say this could be with an individual, Aries. This could be something that you're feeling passionate about, something or someone that you're feeling passionate about, somebody, a situation essentially that you don't want to wait. You want to move forward as quickly as possible. But I feel like things need to be taken a little bit slower. I want to say, if this is some kind of situation, this is a situation that I feel you feel very emotional about it. I feel like it's something that you feel fulfilled, you feel content. I feel this very deep energy coming from a situation in which you want to feel fulfilled. You want some kind of deeper involvement. And if this is with an individual, this could quite possibly be a water sign individual. But I feel like this is a person that you may feel completed by this individual. But I feel like some kind of insight is needed. I feel like some kind of essentially moving forward one step at a time. And I'm almost feeling, Aries, like there could be a situation that you may be expressing yourself or saying what you think prior to realizing what it is that you said, almost speaking prior to thinking, speaking prior to thinking about what it is that you're saying. Because I feel like you may find yourself in some kind of conundrum, essentially. You may essentially be trapped or find yourself in some kind of tricky situation, rushing into things at the beginning of the month. If you're rushing into things, not having some kind of restriction, not essentially holding back, I feel like quite possibly there could be a situation with somebody that you say what's on your mind, you say what you're thinking, versus taking things slowly, taking things one step at a time. You may find yourself in this tricky kind of situation where I almost feel like you're putting your foot in your mouth, essentially. And this could have some kind of consequence, like now you're stuck in a situation that you're finding yourself difficult to get out of or challenging to get out of. If this is with a person, this could be some kind of situation where you say something and you find yourself stuck in a situation. Or it could be a situation, for example, at work, where quite possibly you say something, perhaps you say that you're going to do something and you find yourself in a situation that now you're having to do it. You may feel stuck. You may feel some kind of sense of responsibility having to do it. And it may be some kind of tricky situation overall for you. So let's go ahead and look at your money and finances overall for the month, Aries. So with money and finances this month, Aries, I'm feeling like you have a lot of things going on financially. I feel like there could be a lot of choices that you have to make, or a lot of possibilities going on with your money. We do have our Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups sometimes is some kind of illusory energy, some kind of confusion even. So I do feel like budget-wise, finance, money-wise, there could be a situation this month where you have a lot of things going on with your money, quite possibly a lot to pay, a lot of things that you have to handle. And I feel like there could be some confusion overall on how to deal with all of this. This could quite possibly be some of our energy coming through our Eight of Swords as well, if we're dealing with money and finances. Quite possibly a situation that you have so much going on. There is a little bit of confusion about how to prioritize things. I do want to say regarding money and finances to take things one step at a time. If you have to make any budgeting, if you have to do any financial plans, to take it slow, take it one step at a time essentially, and prioritize things. Make some kind of clear plan, not rushing into things, but make some kind of clear plan, especially if you're trying to get things paid off, especially if you're trying to have some kind of overall budget for the month. Also, make sure to keep track of your spending this month, Aries. If you're in a situation that Seven of Cups sometimes lends to some confusion. Make sure that you're keeping track of your spending so as to not find yourself in some kind of tricky situation where you've spent more than you essentially have. Okay, so let's check our love and relationships. So Aries, if you're dealing with a situation with love and relationships, I do want to say we have essentially our King of Swords here. And I want to say there's some kind of focus, some kind of clarity regarding relationships this month. This could be going back to quite possibly taking things slow with somebody versus rushing into things. I do want to say this could also be an individual that you're dealing with, Aries. This could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius if you're dealing specifically with an air sign. This could also be the energy of the relationship to maintain some kind of clarity and focus in general, dealing with a romantic partner or dealing with individuals in general. Love and relationships is going to be both romantic and platonic relationships in general this month. So in any situation, if you have to deal with somebody, whether it's your partner or whether it's people in general, to make sure also that you're direct with them, to say things how they are, not beating around the bush essentially, to embrace this kind of energy or have this kind of energy that you are authoritative, you have some kind of authority to you, but you're also just with individuals. You're also coming across as somebody who can be disciplinary, but who can also be fair, essentially. For love in general, I want to say that your energy this month, I feel like it may be a little bit detached. I'm feeling a little bit of detached energy from your partner, specifically if you're in a relationship already. I feel this energy that you may be a little bit cold. The relationship in general may be a little bit cold. It may be a little bit unemotional, or you may feel more unemotional this month. I feel like you have other things going on, Aries, and you may have some kind of energy that you're focused on something else, focused on some other task, essentially. So the relationship in general with your partner is going to be a little bit distant, is the energy that I'm picking up off the King of Swords specifically. And if you're single and you're wondering about meeting somebody this month, quite possibly going out with this person, if this is a new person, I do want to say King of Swords is usually a maybe. So if your question is, will I meet somebody? Is this person going to ask me out? This is usually a maybe answer. So it could be yes, it could be no, depending on the situation. The energy in general is a little bit more reserved. It's a little bit more unemotional, a little bit more detached. King of Swords energy is a colder type energy. So it's an energy that's a little bit more difficult to approach or to get to know. If you have already currently met somebody and you're wondering how to move forward with this individual, I do want to say, going back to our overall messages, make sure that you take things slow. Aries, make sure that whatever you're doing this month, to take things slow, not rush into things. Because I am seeing at the beginning of this month this energy of wanting to rush in, wanting to go forward full speed ahead. But again, the devil reminds us, Saturn, essentially, with those rings around the planet, are reminding us to have some kind of restriction, to hold back in some kind of way, to essentially not put your foot in your mouth. There could be some kind of situation that you have to kind of tiptoe around. Okay, so for health overall, Aries, I'm feeling our Queen of Cups energy here. I feel like it's going to be emotional health, dealing specifically with cups. And I do see two Queen of Cups here. So I do feel like this individual. There could be a specific individual highlighted this month, which could be a water sign. We could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces this month, Aries. But I do want to say, health-wise, I feel like the attention is going to be on emotional health. And this could go back to our King of Swords in love and relationships, that overall I feel like relationships are going to be a little bit colder or a little bit more detached in general. And if we pair this with our health overall for the month, emotional health, this can essentially give some kind of warning not to fall too head over heels in a situation, not to become too enamored with somebody right off the bat. I'm almost feeling like some kind of logic or some kind of reasoning will be needed in relationships, in love in general for this month, Aries. To have some kind of logic, some kind of reasoning, and health-wise, to pay attention to the emotions, to pay attention to not get too head over heels about somebody, or to become too enamored with somebody. To pay attention in general to your feelings. This can also be indicative in health, to make sure that you are nurturing yourself emotionally, taking time out if you need time out to meditate or contemplate or spend time on your own in general. There may need to be some kind of healing done this month, Aries, especially prior to, if you're having this energy of wanting to rush into something or rush into a relationship with somebody, make sure that you do take some time out, contemplate your actions, contemplate what it is that you want, contemplate what your focus is on the situation, take it step by step, and use some kind of logic and reasoning. If you're feeling this urge of rushing in, take a step back and think about what it is that you're doing. Think about what it is that you're saying, essentially. Okay, so let's have a look at your overall challenge. Challenge, block, any obstacles. So we do have our Six of Cups here, and this is indicative of the future, of what's going on in the future. And I want us to, going back to these cards, rushing into something, pay attention overall. The challenge is going to be, think of what's coming ahead, think of what you're moving towards, think of what's happening in the future. So if there's some kind of situation that you're wanting to rush into full speed ahead, think of the consequences of your actions. What is that going to do? What is that going to bring you? Is that going to be something that's going to help you, or is it going to hinder you, essentially? The overall challenge is going to be to think one step ahead, essentially. Think of what your current reactions or actions in general, think of what they're going to lead to in the future. If you are moving forward with something or someone, make sure that you do have a clear plan in place. Take it one step at a time. In love and relationships, use some kind of logic and reasoning. Don't get head over heels in a situation, or you may find yourself in some kind of tricky situation. But make sure that you take things one step at a time, essentially, having a plan in place, having some kind of method, having something in place, some kind of plan in place in general. Aries, so let's go ahead and have a look at your overall message. Okay, Aries, and this is perfect to confirm essentially what's going on for the month of November. Ideal course of action, Aries, is essentially going to to say that even if you're feeling overwhelmed, there could be a situation this month that you're feeling overwhelmed. You feel like you need to rush into things. But this is going to confirm to have some kind of plan and to take things essentially one step at a time. Think about what you'd like to do and find a way to stay on that path essentially versus rushing in. Hold back a little bit, have a plan, have a method of doing things. Think about what kind of actions you're doing now and what consequences those actions could have in the future. Think essentially about some kind of ideal course of action here and find a way that you can stay on your path. So if this is with a relationship, do make sure to take things slowly. Use some kind of logic and reasoning. If it's with money and finances, make sure that you are working on a budget, having some kind of plan on budgeting to avoid some of this confusion that is going to be present this month in finances. So make sure that you're working on some kind of step-by-step plan. If you have certain goals that you're trying to reach. With relationships, make sure that you have some kind of clarity. Make sure that you're speaking in a clear, direct way. Not rushing into a situation and not getting too overwhelmed emotionally. Have a plan, make a plan, and think about essentially where you're going in the future, Aries. And that is your overall message for the month of November. Do let me know if you have questions or comments in the comment box below. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on new videos that come out. Don't forget to like this video and check the links below for additional readings or personal readings, and have a good week.